All right. So Miss Cassie is going to read a book from Epic Books about different forces, and then we'll do a chart writing activity where we'll talk about the different forces that we read about. So I will hand it over to Miss Cassie.
Morning, guys. All right, I have a book to share with you, and thumbs up if you can see it.
Looks good.
All right, here we go. Forces, physical science for kids. Somehow I went. Oh, here we go. What happens when your bedroom door gets stuck? You might have to force it open. When you force something, you make it do what you want it to do. Has your mom ever forced you to clean your room, or wash the breakfast dishes, or take your pet lizard for a walk? Bet she's never had to force you to eat ice cream for dinner. There are other kinds of force, too. There are forces that make us stick to earth. There are forces that make your soccer ball fly into a goal. There are forces that make your soccer ball roll to a stop before it even gets to the goal. Have you ever jumped off a chair? Have you ever jumped off a sidewalk? Have you ever jumped out of a tree? Don't jump out of trees. When you jump, do you fall down or up or down? You fall down because of gravity. Everything in the world is held to earth because of gravity. Gravity is a force. It's the most important force in the world. If gravity got turned off, which can never happen, our cars, pet lizards, picnic tables, and everything else would zoom away. Gravity is the force that holds everything together. What else holds things together? When you put pictures on your refrigerator, you use a magnet to make them stick. Look, it says, I love science. Magnetism is another force. Magnets can attract or repel each other. Every magnet has a north pole and a south pole. If a north pole and a north pole are put together, they repel each other and move farther away. If a north pole and a south pole are put together, they attract each other and move close together. When you and your friends have a tug of war, you are all using forces on the rope. One team creates a pulling force going one way, while the other team creates a pulling force going the other way. Who wins the tug of war game? Whoever can make the strongest force. And in our ULS, one of our chapters, they talk about a tug of war. What happens if both teams make equal forces on the rope? Does the rope move? Does anyone win the game? Forces can be pulling forces. There are also pushing forces. When you push your little sister on a swing, you are using a force to make her go higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Too high. What happens when the swing slows down? Better watch out. The swing and your sister can use a pushing force on you if you're in their path. When you ride a bicycle, what makes the wheels move? You are using a pushing force on the pedals, which makes a pushing force on the wheels. Your wheels move on the ground and send your bike You riding your bike across the pavement. What happens if you lift up your feet and stop pedaling? You might glide for a while, especially if you're going downhill, but eventually your bike will stop. You will stop. What makes you stop? Another force. A force called friction makes the bike stop. Friction happens when things rub against each other. The bike wheels rubbing against the pavement makes the bike slow down and stop. Forces are what keep us on the ground, make us move, and stop us from moving forever. Be on the lookout for forces all around you. The end.
Thank you for reading this, Cassie. So one of the main ideas that we've been trying to teach this month about force is that sounds like it's a special thing or a big deal, that something we might notice all the time, but forces are all around us all the time. We don't necessarily always notice them. So I saw Nathan had a balloon next to him, and he was pulling the balloon down, which is a force. And it may not feel like a lot, but it only takes a little bit of force to move something. Same thing with Braylon's chair. He's got his wheels that they push him, and they can either go fast or slow. So a force doesn't need to be strong for it to be a force. It's still a force that's happening, and they are all around us, at home, at school, wherever we go. We're always feeling or exerting some kind of force. So to help talk some more about that, we're going to do a writing exercise. Can you see this okay? Thank you, Nathan. You're muted, but I was able to see that you said yes. So we're going to have a few sentences that we'll put together using some of the words that I was able to cut out before we started. There's a sentence about a bike, about a wagon. Down here, there's a sentence about a trampoline. There's a sentence about laying on a mat. There's a sentence about being on the playground. And then there's a sentence about being in the hallway. That's all the way on the bottom. So I will start with Nathan. See if Nathan can take himself off mute. Hi, Nathan.
How are you?
How are you?
Good.
How are you feeling, buddy?
Good.
Excellent. So, what kind of activity do you want to write a sentence about? You want a sentence about a bike,
Right.
a wagon,
Wagon.
a trampoline?
Trampoline.
Which one do you like best?
Trampoline.
You like the trampoline? Okay. Well, the sentence is, can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sentence is, I like to bounce blank on a trampoline.
Trampoline.
Nathan, when you bounce on a trampoline, do you bounce up
Up.
down on a trampoline?
Down. Up.
You
Up.
do. You bounce up on a trampoline.
Trampoline.
Yep, you bounce up.
Trampoline. And that is what Nathan. there's a sentence on here that I really relate to. I like to go blank on the playground. And I'm wondering, how do I, Nathan, you've seen me on the playground. How do I go on the playground?
Over
Do
the swing.
do I go fast or go slow?
Fast.
Yeah, I like to go fast. So we'll fill that out.
You
That I like to go fast
ah,
on the playground.
on the playground.
I'm going to ask Mr.
Oh,
Nathan you again. And Braylon, what kinds of things do you like on our chart writing? There's a sentence about the bike. There's a sentence about the wagon. Ooh, got a reaction with the wagon.
He likes the wagon.
All right. So, Braylon, when you're bringing a wagon around home, around school, you
I'm sorry, repeat that.
do you push the wagon, or do you
Push it? Or do you pull it? So you pull it.
Yeah, you pull the wagon.
You pull it.
There we just had another demonstration of force when gravity pulled the glue stick to the ground when I dropped it. So I like to pull the wagon, and that is Mr. Braylon.
You like to pull the wagon.
They're pretty handy. Is there any other ones that people want to jump in on? If we pull a wagon, how do we get the pedals on a bike to move?
Push the pedals. Do you push them?
Yeah.
Do you? Are you paying attention?
We pull the wagon and we push on the pedals. So those are just some of the different ways that you might encounter force here at Torrent. Yeah, that covers it. Yes, Cassie, do we have anything else?
I think that's good. Thanks everybody for joining us today.
Yep. Yeah, do families have any questions?
No, we're good here.
Nathan, good? All right, Betty. Well, thanks for coming. If you want to repeat this lesson, we'll have it up on and if you want the book, we'll get you the link for that as well. So thanks for coming and have a good rest of your Wednesday.
Say goodbye. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Say goodbye. Oh, you're gonna wave? Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.